Eric Cain here with Ben McKee live from Vanderbilt following Tennessee's 6-2 win, game one of the series over the number 9 Commodores. Ben, Tennessee gets the win, game one of the series. We'll be back for another one on game two on Saturday, and then, of course, on Sunday. But the big story of the night is the home run that was wiped off. Jordan Beck comes up in the top of the first inning, hits a solo home run, and then Vanderbilt challenges it. Ultimately, they wipe off that home run. What did Tony Vitello say post-game about that weird situation?
Yeah, he was visibly upset. Didn't really say anything crazy like Tony may tend to do sometimes. It was all pretty normal comments, if you want to call it that. But you could tell kind of by his energy that was coming off and the way that he was fidgety. He was not happy, and he was rubbed the wrong way. And he said that the sticker fell off the bat, and the bats are checked on Thursday, and that's not really a him thing. So that's not in his department. But he was told that the incorrect sticker was not on there, or no sticker was on Jordan Beck's bat, and that was the issue. And Jordan said after the game when he spoke with the media that he saw it fall off in the batting cage. And as soon as the umpires were checking his bat, he was well aware that, oh man, they're about to get me, because I sat there and watched the sticker fall off. So nothing out of the ordinary comment wise, but you could tell both were pretty annoyed by the situation. And I think Vanderbilt kind of piled on by sparking that. The Vanderbilt catcher, I believe it was Dominic Keegan, he picks up the bat, or maybe it's Jack Folger, forgive me. But he kind of picked up the bat and is the one that showed it to the umpire. And obviously that was something that was on the minds of Vanderbilt, because Tim Corbin, I was not watching the broadcast, you can help fill in here, but said something along the lines of, hey, it's been the talk around the SEC, and it was worth checking. So I don't think that helped. I think that poured gas on the situation, gas on the flames. And then I'll also add that I asked Jordan Beck, like, hey, what do you say to those who say that your offense is only working because of something being up with your bats? And he laughed it off and said that's real funny. We have a lot of firepower this year. The ball that I smoked in the gap was with a different bat. You could give us a wood bat and we would still have the same results. So Jordan Beck kind of laughed that question off, and rightfully so, because it's pretty ridiculous, the storyline that is surrounding Tennessee baseball right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Luke Lipschitz, a couple innings later, came up there and hit a bomb and made sure to inspect his bat when coming across home plate. So that was a fun scene to kind of see there. Hey, Tennessee added 4 runs at the top of the 5th inning, really blew this game open at the time, took a 5-run lead. The lights may be too bright for Vanderbilt, installed some new LEDs before this series. What was the situation there tonight?
Yeah, they were an issue. I look up right now, and I mean, it's hard for me to look into the light. I can't imagine trying to catch a fly ball. And what's weird is, like, Tennessee benefited from the situation here at Vanderbilt, because they don't play under these lights on a regular basis. It was completely different for Vanderbilt. Jordan Beck said that they were put in 2 weeks ago, and Vanderbilt baseball tweeted out a video Friday morning. So I believe that tonight was the first night that they used the LED lights, and it was certainly an issue for Vanderbilt. And it was the difference in the game. That 4-run 5th inning, I believe it was, proved to be the difference in the 6-2 game. You had a routine fly ball out to left field after a Christian Moore single, and it turns into a Seth Stevenson double. You've got second and third. Jordan Beck laces a ball into the right center gap and makes up for the earlier situation. I feel like that's good karma for Jordan Beck catching up, if you ask me. And then after that, Trey Lipscomb hits a routine fly ball. It lands about where I'm standing, and the Vanderbilt right fielder standing at the wall. I mean, he's 75, 100 feet away from where the ball landed. It looked like, and it was because of the lights. So pretty weird that Tennessee's on the road, yet the new lights here benefited the away team and not the home team.
Yeah, 4 runs in that 5th inning. That was the difference in this ball game. Blew it wide open, like we talked about, and kind of weird to see a home team struggle with something like that. But hey, for Tennessee, you will take it. We'll get to Chase Burns here in just a moment. Another marvelous start. I want to talk about the bullpen, Ben. You had 3 innings and 2/3. Didn't allow a run, didn't allow a walk, gave up just 1 hit combined, struck out 4. It was the combination following Burns of Will Mabry, Kirby Connell, and Redmond Walsh. Really good to see Tennessee's bullpen come through in a big way here in game one.
Yeah, Camden Sewell at the end, not Redmond Walsh. And all 3 were terrific. Will Mabry, I think he's moving up the totem pole. And I don't know that Tennessee has a number 1 guy right now. Maybe that's Blake Tidwell here in a couple of weeks. Maybe it turns out to be Drew Bean way down the road. Maybe Seth Halverson comes back and is that guy. But to me, it's kind of 1A, B, C, D, E, and F. I mean, there's a lot of guys that you can count on. And you saw three of the top four guys. The only one that you didn't see was Redmond. Will Mabry comes in and sits Vanderbilt down, gets Tennessee out of a jam that Chase Burns left out there, cleans that up. Will Mabry did, and he looked terrific. And he has been one of the most improved players on the team this year compared to last year. And again, I really think he's climbing the totem pole. Kirby Connell may have had the most impressive appearance, and it was against one batter and the guy that you have to keep off the bases if you're Tennessee. And Enrique Bradfield Jr., the lefty, who was the fastest guy in the country. Kirby comes in to start the eighth, and that's the only guy he pitches to and strikes him out on 3 pitches. That was huge. Vandy being down 4 runs, if he gets on base, that could be what sparks a big inning, could be what's the difference in the game. And then Camden Sewell, Eric, you and I talked about Camden all week, and I was of the belief that, hey, he's going to bounce back. He's going to be fine, and he was fine tonight. The slider was on point. It looked good. He looked like the Camden Sewell that we all expected to be out there on the mound. So the bullpen really cleaned it up. Chase Burns, not as efficient as he was last week against Ole Miss, but still really good.
Yeah, 5 innings and a third. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, just walked 1, but struck out 7, 88 pitches, 58 of which were in the strike zone. Tennessee's true freshman, day 1 starter, Friday night starter, now 6-0 on the season. He continues to shine. He and Drew Beam continue to kind of write just this awesome narrative. Of course, Chase Dollander on the mound tomorrow, but when Tennessee gets a start like this every Friday night from Chase Burns, it takes the pressure off a little bit and a chance that Tennessee can go and win the series again on any given Saturday.
Absolutely. He's already one of the best pitchers in the country, not even just the SEC. Throw him into SEC Player of the Year conversation, Freshman of the Year pitcher. Throw him into all the conversations. Throw him into national conversations for accolades. He is just tremendous, and he's only 3 starts into his career, and theoretically on paper, 2 of his tougher starts already behind him, and he's looked terrific with Ole Miss and Vandy. Not as efficient as maybe he has been lately, especially compared to the Ole Miss game. Gave up a leadoff or a 2-out double in the first, 2-out double in the second, was able to bounce back and not allow Vandy to make anything of that. Some other times where he allowed runners on base and was able to limit the damage. So that was really good to see. Later in the game was the biggest difference tonight. Just didn't have the same command that he had last week. And that's why you saw Tony Vitello go to Will Mabry at just 88 pitches or so for Chase Burns. So he was really good. 7 strikeouts, not very many hits, not very many walks, and little runs. I believe it was 2 that he finished giving up. He was really, really good.
6-2 the final score in game 1, Tennessee over Vanderbilt. Ben, you'll be back the rest of the series tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. That game will be on the SEC Network. And of course, Sunday at 2 o'clock. And you can listen to all these games as well at 99.1 The Sports Animal. John Wilkerson on the call. Ben, anything else we're missing from game 1 tonight? Anything else that we need to make note of before we get going for game 2?
Christian Moore, man, he continues to hit. Just continues to hit, and I don't know how you're going to keep him out of the lineup. And actually, one thing that that does need to be mentioned, Logan Steenstra coming in at second towards the end of the game. I thought that was a new development, and it didn't appear that it was because Jarrell Ortega got hurt. It just appeared to be a late game defensive substitution, and that's something that we have not seen yet. Jarrell was really good defensively today, but I think maybe because of the Ole Miss weekend and some other past performances, Tony Vitello wanted to get in another guy late game situation. So that's something to keep an eye on moving forward.
He is Ben McKee. Follow his work on Twitter at Ben McKee14, and of course at Volquest.com. Tons of coverage, recapping game 1, previewing game 2, video, some columns up there, everything you want on Tennessee baseball, especially this weekend. It's at Volquest.com and on the general quarters. For Ben McKee, I'm Eric Cain. Final score Friday night, Tennessee 6, Vanderbilt 2. This has been Around the Horn.